Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and just do a really fun video here, but I wanted to explore different ways into how you can have a really compact bit driver setup, because I've been really obsessed with trying to find the magic formula for this. So a user yesterday actually recommended a setup for me. So it's the Wiha Go. I've always had the micro driver set, which I recently bought, which I really like. It's nice and compact. But they also have one for regular. Well, this is much heavier, but they have one for regular bits as well. And it has all the regular bits, and it's super compact. And you also obviously get this and this. Watch other videos; they can cover this much better. But Wiha makes some of the best bits out there. But it raises a question, right? So this is one really super duper compact way to carry bits, but there are many other ways. And so what I want to ask you guys is, what do you think is the best way out of all these to have the most compact setup? So at least what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some of them, and some of them are clear cut for me. Like, some of them are clearly like, no, this is not good. And some of them I don't know. And some of them I'm just like, these are really good. But let's just get to the point. Okay, so we know this exists. I think this is a solid setup. So this is definitely one I would definitely consider. This is option one, right? We'll put option one right here. Option two is what people do. They get they use their Leatherman driver like this, which is, in my opinion, pretty heavy. Then they get an extender, and then they use these Leatherman bits. I think this is the worst option. Like, I personally think, because this is like a lot of heavy bulk. And if you ever like use this is like really, it sucks, dude. I mean, so I have to honestly say, like, this is probably the worst option, even though it doesn't seem like it'd be the worst option. That's just a hot take. But people like it because you have everything all together. It's like all in one bunch. I'm like, yeah, but like, that's so much crap you're carrying, right? So, but I don't know. That's just my first take. Okay. Now, what I do find interesting is another method which is really, really fucking good. And that is basically double-sided Wiha bits, right? And going that route and getting something like this, which takes Wiha. So this takes Wiha double-sided bits. So why is that important? Well, okay, let's look at it this way, right? So I'm going to zoom in here. This takes one. This is basically 1 and 2 on this side, right? Well, that is the equivalent of this one and this one. So you don't have to carry as many bits. So basically, this right here covers everything, like all the bits pretty much on this side. So you're carrying much less because it's double. So there are two routes you can go for this. You can, at least so far that I know of, you can use this bit driver, which works. So this is one compact setup, or setup number two is something which uses this. Maybe you could actually have it with like a Topeak driver and connect that. That is a pretty damn compact setup, which covers you for pretty much all the bits. Like, these are almost everything. So this is another option that's pretty viable, where you still use Leatherman bits, but you can also do it a different way, where they will actually you can use this one. So this is actually the SOG Powerpint. You put the extension here. So I don't have the other extension, but as a point of reference, you can, you could use this, right? You could take this extension. You pop it on here, and now you've got an extension here. And this will now take double-sided Wiha bits if you decide to go that route. Or if you use something else, I don't have it with me, but like, it'll take Leatherman bits too. You know what I mean? It's just like, it adds you versatility. So what's cool about this is that this has an extension that I wish I had that thing. I don't have it. Damn. But basically, what's cool about this tool, aside from the fact that this is very small and compact, it is a way for you. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is a bad route. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to go this route, then you should just go this route. It's like better for because this is like really awkward, versus I'd probably say like something like this, like going like this, popping that on and putting this on is probably not as awkward using it this way. And this would take double-sided Wiha bits. You know what I mean? And well, that's the only thing that sucks. It just kind of pops right out, which is why personally my favorite setup is something like this, where I use something like this and this. And now I'm kind of going off topic. Okay, so the other method that people like, they use like the Victorinox L shape with the bits this way. This is pretty viable, but I just find that's like, I like having something like this with a ratchet better because it has more torque. So I don't really like this as much, but it is nice and compact. So this is definitely a viable option. I just feel like there are other options that are kind of a little bit better. This one's a joke, man. I mean, I like this. I think it looks nice, but like it's not this is not very practical. Plus you can't really hold that much bits, and plus it's not as useful as you think it is. It's just jewelry, but I still keep it around. This is kind of in that same, not enough torque, but I think it looks nice. What's cool is that this is the James Cash. What's cool is that it holds bits, but this is probably, in my opinion, the best looking version of these sorts of bit drivers, because you've seen these, they look like little pens and they hold bits. This is probably the fanciest one I've ever seen, and so I keep it for that front. This is actually not as useful as I thought it would be, which is ironic, because now I was thinking this is awesome because it holds all the bits, right? Well, there is two problems with this problem, and I'm going to talk about why this is actually not very good. Number one, it's a lot heavier. Like the weight difference is different. Like this holds way more than this, and like the weight difference is like night and day. But second of all, if you're going to be using this as a bit driver, and you pop this on here, well, this is actually shittier, like as a bit driver, than you using something else, which actually is better. So not only is it great for holding the bits because it's too heavy, but also in terms of like as a bit driver, it's not as good. So it's like you're not good at either of the two. So it's kind of like, which is ironic. I bought it because it looks so damn sick, and you see it in all the EDC setups, but then you realize that people who know, they're like, you gotta, that tool sucks. But I still love, dude, Big Idea Design, I love you guys. I will always buy your products because I think you make really beautiful things. And one of the things you'll notice about my channel is that I'm huge on aesthetics. Like, I love how things, if they look nice. Okay, anyway, that goes with that. This one's actually pretty useful. I like this one, but I still feel the other ones are a little bit more useful. So, okay, now that brings us down to, let's say, the Wera Toolcheck Plus. Man, I love this thing, dude. I love it, and I love how everything is here, and these bits are good, and I love how compact this is. But then it raises a question, right? Is this the way to go? Or should you go with something like this, which takes up like practically no space, right? That's a huge size difference. Or should you just go with something like this, which is basically covers all the freaking bits, which is double-sided, and you get this, right? Like, isn't that more compact? So anyway, just a frame of thought. There's also another route too, which is kind of like I've recently discovered. You just use your Victorinox Rambler, and you can basically pop that on, make sure it's straight on with the X. Takes a little bit of lining up. There it is. And, you know, this will actually work with, actually, this thing actually takes, it takes regular side bits, Leatherman bits, and it takes double-sided bits. And that's actually kind of cool about this particular extension. I can quickly demonstrate it really quickly right now. Let me just go ahead and pop this out here. So this is a Leatherman bit. So obviously in this case, if you look here, that's actually, it's taking a Leatherman bit. That's option one, right? This is a regular bit. As you can see, it's taking a regular bit here, right? And then now it does require you to kind of take out pliers to do that. And then option number two, it does actually take double-sided bits. So you can pop that on there, and boom, that takes double-sided bits. So as you can see, this little extension here, which is actually made by Leatherman, will take Leatherman bits, regular bits, and double-sided bits. And you can pop that on a Rambler. So this is probably another compact setup as well. You can be like, well, fuck you guys, this is it. This is all I need. You know what I mean? But anyway, just wanted to get what your thoughts are on what you feel is the most compact setup. And yeah, I'd love to get your ideas. And yeah, because just yesterday, I just got this idea from someone else. And this is like absolutely a freaking compact setup, man. Like you could easily pop this in a car and have like a perfect compact setup here. This is definitely viable as well. So anyway, just talking here. And yeah, hope to hear from you guys, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys have a great one. Okay, bye.